Okay, so welcome again to lesson number 8. I did a lesson 8 a couple days ago, and I just didn't like the way it turned out. It was too long-winded, and it just didn't have any good flow to it. So I'm redoing lesson 8. So if you've seen the first lesson 8, this is the same information with the same exercises, but we're going to streamline it a little bit. So what we're moving in, we've learned our patterns 1, 2, and 3. If you don't know the patterns 1, 2, and 3, then go back to the previous lessons. But if you know those and you're feeling pretty good about them, what we're going to start doing now is moving horizontally. Like that. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to play up and down the neck vertically and horizontally. So we have an exercise to do that. And we're only going to be playing the bottom 2 strings, the B string and the E string. Now, the way I like to look at it, this is from lesson 7. And these top 2 lines are the E string and the B string. If you look at the patterns, 3 and 2, number 3 makes, if we're in E, which is this is an example of, number 3 makes a big box, I like to call it, because you skip 2 frets in between. So you're on the 12th fret, and you go from 12 to 9 on both of them. So I call that the big box because there's 2 frets in between. And then if you go to pattern number 2, I call this the little box because there's only 1 fret in between. And if you're looking at your page, you can see that. And it would be on 5 to 7. So they're very easy. Patterns 2 and 3, you're playing little box, big box, with the big box ending, on this case, the 12th fret, which is E. Now the only one that's a little different is pattern 1. And it's a small, only skip 1 fret on the B string, but you skip 2 on the E string, as you can see. So, but they both end on that same 7th fret. So this is the way I look at how to make sense of this, is I form the E chord, and look at that, I'm playing those 2 notes. I'm playing 5th fret and 4th fret on the B and the E, and those are the 2 notes that you play in this pattern, and they both end on the 7th fret in E. So it's pretty easy. You form the chord, and then those are your starting points for pattern 1, and then you just slide everything up for pattern 2 to the 7th fret, and now you have the little box, and then you slide up 2 frets to 10, or to 9 rather, and then you play the big box for pattern 3. Okay, so that explains it how I think about it in my head. Now, this is how, if you look at page 1, you're going to see we start in C. And this is the way it's going to sound. We're going to play 3 times the little pattern in the little exercise in pattern 1, move it up, do it 3 times in pattern 2, and move it up and do it 3 times in pattern 3, and then we're going to go back the other way. So get your page 1 there, and let's just take a look. Now, the C chord, I wrote it all out, but starting with the D chord, I just wrote how many times you play each little exercise. So this is what it sounds like. This is what it's going to sound like. This is C. 1, 3, open, 3 times. Slide up to fret 5 on the bottom string. Now the small box. 3, 5. 3 times. And then slide up to the 8th. And now we're in pattern 3, the big box, and we're going to play 5, 8. And in there on that 8th fret again. Now we go backwards, so it's 8, 5, big box, both strings. And slide down to the 3rd fret on the B string, and now we're on the little box. slide down to the 1st fret. And now we're going to play that, that first pattern where they're offset, which would be 3 open, 3, 1. And then we hit the C chord with pattern 1, and then we hit the C chord with pattern 2 and 3. Now, to know these chords is important, as you know, because if I'm playing this chord form here, I got pattern number 3 right there, and if I'm playing it here on the low side, I have it here. So, and then this one, you already know, you've been following along. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the drummer, and we're going to start with C, and we're just going to make our way on through each one. Now, it's going to get a little different on G, A, and B. Okay, so look at your tab, get familiar with it. If you need to pause in between to get familiar, that's fine. We're starting on C, and we're going to just go through it, all right? I'm going to tell you where we're sliding up to, and then we're going to play the pattern. So here we go, pattern 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and slide up to 5, pattern 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sliding up to 8. Okay, good. 3, 4. And we stayed on 8 there. Now we're going to go backwards. 8, 5, slide it down to 3 on the B string. Here we go. 5, 3, and we'll slide down to the 1 on the B string. And here we go. And then 3 open, 3, 1 on the E string, B string, and on the 1 on the B string. And here we go. Okay, now make the chord, the C chord. And now make the C chord up higher. Okay, now we're moving on to D. If you need to pause and get D underneath your fingers and in your head, go ahead and do that, but we're going to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sliding up to 7, 2, 3, 4. Slid up to 10, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to go back down. It's 10, 7. Slide to 5. Here we go. 5 and 7. Slide to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to be doing 5, 2, 5, 3, and right there on that 3, that's the D note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hit the D chord and B. Now hit the upper high one. Great. Okay, now we're moving to E. Find that E chord there. That offset, that's where you start your pattern 1. Let's go ahead and get going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slid up to 9 on the E. Now it's 7, 9. Slide up to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 9, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ended right there on that E note, going back the other way. 12, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow down to 7. 9, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna slide to 5. Good. And now it's 7, 4, 7, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And end on that E note. Okay, now make the E chord. And now make the E chord up higher. Good. Okay, we're moving to F. Okay, get ready. If you need to pause, go ahead, but we're going to go ahead and start. I'm not going to give you so many cues now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slid up to 10. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sliding up to 13. Good. And now it's 10, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slid that down to 8. Okay, now it's 10, 8, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's finish it off in the F. 2, 2, 3, 4. Play the F chord. Here we go. Now play it up higher. Okay, now we're to G. We're going to let the drummer just keep going for, well, let me pause the drummer and we'll talk about G. This is a little tricky one. Okay, G is when we're going to start higher up the neck and we're going to move lower. So as you can see, we start on 8, 10, 7, 10, do it 3 times and slide up to 12. And then we go 10, 12, 3 times, but then we slide to the 3rd fret on the E. And now we're going to play our 3rd pattern here. So and that puts us there. Now going back the other way, we're going to be playing 3 open. And we're going to go down to the 10 on the B string, and then it goes 12, 10, 12, 10. So there's that change. Let's go ahead and give that a go. Okay, it's 8, 10, 8, 10, 7, 10. That's that offset that I was telling you about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 12. 2, 3, 4. Up to the down to the 3rd fret. It's a G right there. Now we're going to do open 3s. 2, 3, 4. Back the other way. 3 open. End on 10 on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now 12, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we ended on the 8. That's a G. G note. We know this. Okay, and let's finish it off. 2, 2, 3, 4. And then hit the G note, or the G chord, and then the G chord up here, way down here. All right, we're gonna do something very similar with the A chord. We're gonna start high and we're gonna end up down lower on the neck. So you can see it starts at 10, 12, and 9, 12, which is yeah. And we slide up to 14, and then we're gonna play 12, 14, which is part of pattern 2, and end on 5. And then we're gonna play pattern 3 on up here at the 2 and 5. And then we're gonna work our way back down. You can look at the tab, you can see what's going on. So let's go ahead and do it. Start, make that chord. And those bottom 2, those are your starting points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide to 14, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna end on the 5 on the E string. Now it's 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And end on the 5 again. Now backwards. 5, 2, 2, 3, 4. End on the 12th fret. 14, 12, 2, 3, 4. End on the 10th fret. That's our A note. Now let's finish it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make the chord. And then make it down here to lower. Okay, there we go. And now B is going to be the same. Let me see how I wrote it up so I'm not getting us off track here. So the B, we start off on 12, 14, 11, 14. And we go right down to the 4. And then it's 2, 4. Up to the 5, and then it's 4, 7. Okay, look at your tab, follow along. Here we go. Starting at that B chord, 12 and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ending on the 4th fret. Okay, now it's going to be, it's going to be 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide up to the 5. 2, 3, 4. Go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide to the 2. 4 and 2. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slid to the 12. Okay, and let's finish it off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. End on B, make the chord, and then make the chord again. Okay, so that was a lot of notes, and we did a lot of chord changing, but that's what it's all about. You got to be able to switch chords and know where your patterns are at. As you get used to it, the important thing with this exercise is to get into your head what the exercise is. Once you understand what it is you're trying to do, then it comes pretty easy. If I'm in F, you see, then you could do it in D, same thing. And then the goal is maybe you just do two. You know, as the week comes along and you start, well, your exercise is too slow, I can do it on my own. You know, maybe you just do two. And then that even gets easier, and you're like, man, I need more of a challenge. I'm just going to do one. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do is it, for me anyway, when I learned the patterns up and down, I could do one and then do the other, but to start playing them fluidly this way was a challenge. So that's what this is all about. So there you go. That's a good exercise to get you moving. See, we want to be able to move up and down, and you can really start, you know, finding your footing here for this soloing for the first three patterns. All right, so keep at it, and we'll get back next week. I'm going to do some shorts this week, and we're going to start actually talking about soloing and the ways that you can solo. So stay tuned for those shorts. Be sure to join my Facebook group too. I'll put the link to it. Now that my hiking season is about over, I'm going to start getting more interactive in there, and you can leave comments easier, and I can make you, if you get in there, I can make you an admin too, so you could post and ask questions and do your own posts too, so we can create a nice little community there in Facebook where we can all interact with one another. So look for that link in this description. Please subscribe if you haven't. And also, if you're interested in supporting the channel with a donation, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, and I sure do appreciate that too. We have a lot more courses coming. It doesn't end with this first solo course. We have other solo blues pentatonic, minor pentatonic solo course that we can do, and some finger picking, strumming. There's a lot that we're going to get into to really try to, you know, use this instrument to the best of our ability to express ourselves, our emotion. There's going to be some music theory courses too. So we have a lot. I depend upon some donations and support from you, so I sure do appreciate it. So if you have a minute, go over to Buy Me a Coffee and help me out. All right, that'll do it for this week. A lot going on with those exercises, but once you get it, you can do it a lot quicker. All right, see you next week. Keep on playing.